Hey guys, it's TikTak here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about easy shadow charm, malachite, obsidian, sunbeam, bright core. It doesn't matter. We're going to talk about the easiest, most effective way to farm all of the ores as fast as possible and to get the most bang for your buck the fastest way and everything like that. So first we're going to start off talking about what characters you need, which is a pretty simple answer, and then we're going to get into the routine, what I did, how I did it, how you can do this solo, and everything. I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get into it. Before patch 4.0, there were only 2 gadgets that were worth using, maybe 3. You had your heal, adrenaline rush, supply crate, and slow field. All of the other gadgets were subpar at best. In 4.0, that has changed. I know this has been a little late, but I wanted to wait and see if they got nerfed into the ground afterwards. What had happened is they finally are starting to buff the actual other gadgets. And what they did buff were the hover turrets, and boy god did they buff them. These things are incredible now. If you haven't had the chance to level them up yet, I would highly recommend doing so. So they buffed them in 4.0 and they are no longer projectiles, they are hit scan. They have an increased rate of fire. They do a ton of damage per bullet. They are insane. I would get these things ASAP, but this isn't a video about how broken the hover turrets are. This is a video of how you can effectively farm up to almost 100 shadow shard in less than 30 minutes. Also, let's touch on what heroes you should use for this. My personal opinion would be one of 2. I would say Demolitionist Penny or the Reclaimer Shamrock guy or the one from the winter event. Both of these guys have amazing teddies that destroy everything in front of them. They're really good, they're quick, they're just decent characters at this. Doing this in particular thing, you can see in the footage behind you of us decimating everything that spawns from this thing, and that's it. So now you gotta say to yourself, TikTak, I have the turrets, I have a reclaimer, what am I actually doing? And what you are actually doing is farming storm chests. Lots and lots of storm chests. Now, you might say to yourself, duh, we know this, but in all honesty, I didn't know this when I first started playing this game. I was taught this months into it. Months into playing this game, I was taught that this is the best way to do it. And ever since they patched the turrets, it's just much easier. Sometimes you would die trying to kill things, especially on an Outlander. It wouldn't be a fun thing to do. However, now every single one is completely 100% soloable as long as you're not going to extremely high power levels when you are too low. So let's show you what we did, why we did it this way, and everything in between. First, let's start off with what the hell is a storm chest. So why storm chests? Storm chests are something in the game that appear around level 32 or so, maybe 40. They contain up to 8 to 12 different types of ores, like total. So you could get up to 10 obsidian, 2 shadow shard, and maybe 2 obsidian guns. Now also, these guns that you get from here are full durability. They should, most of the times, but everything's up to RNG, drop 2 weapons per package, most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the times. Also, there can be up to 3 on a map. The numbers I'm going to show you in a little bit are actually quite unlucky and on the low end. We did 20 games in a row and not one of them had 2 storm chests on them. So you get a storm chest, you get the ore and the things that come out of it, plus you get 1 to 2 weapons that you can deconstruct into more ore. So if you're looking for shadow shard, you're looking for obsidian, you're looking for malachite, this is the best way to do it. So what you do is you load into a private game, guys. That's number 1. Load into a private game. Do not load into a regular game, farm the storm chest, and just leave. It's bad manners. Do not do it. Please don't. It ruins the game for everybody else. Just load into a private game. These are 100% soloable. Second of all, why are we picking the Reclaimer? Well, min-max standards are the minimum amount of effort for the maximum result. This is it. You barely waste any bullets, you barely do anything except run around the map, drop your 2 turrets, drop your teddy, and that's it. And it clears itself within a minute. Sometimes enemies won't even finish spawning before they're dead. So that's why we're doing storm chest. So this is how we're doing storm chest. A storm chest has a 1 in 3 chance of spawning on the map. Almost every single map will have at least 1, up to 3 storm chests. If you hit 3, you are very lucky, but we're not too worried about that. And in this video, we actually did it kind of incorrectly. Now, best case scenario, you do have a friend, but if you don't, no big deal. But if you do, have one of you go around the circumference of the map. The entire radius of the map, have one person do that. While that person's doing that, you have the other person clear up the middle of the map as much as you can. Almost guaranteed you'll have 1 storm chest spawn somewhere on the outskirts of the map. Somewhere. Now, the reason you do it this way is because even if you split the map, or someone goes north and someone goes south, whoever finds it, the other person has to go to them anyway. So it kind of doesn't make sense. So what you do is you have one person do the radius and you have one person clear the center. Now, if you do it this way, which we didn't do in the video, but if you do it this way, someone's going to find a storm chest somewhere. And when you do, you send the other person to it and you clear it as fast as possible. Like I said earlier, our storm chest run is not the best I've ever had. Most of the time you get 2, 1, 3. It's very random. All 20 of the games that we did were just 1 storm chest. So the results I'll show you in a little bit aren't the highest they can be, but still, this is your averageness, this is your RNG, and this just happened to be what we got this time. So let's get into the numbers real quick. When we first did it, I was playing the Reclaimer, and I only did it again because we had a thought that occurred to us that maybe we could be getting more out of this for the time spent. But after we did those tests, it turns out that's not really the case. But so let's get into the numbers, what you guys are really here for, and how much we got. So we did 10 games, and each time it took us about 32 minutes. So 10 games, 32 minutes. This is mostly load times, to be honest. Walking around the map maybe takes 2 minutes. Finding it and doing it takes another 1. All these load times is what really makes this drag out. But we got about 10 games per 30 minutes, but the math is for 10 games. And in those 10 games, we ended up with, or I ended up with 13 Sunbeam, Mackers ended up with 33. I ended up with 26 Bright Core, Mackers, who's the guy I was playing with, ended up with 14. I ended up with 80 SHADOWSHARD, Mackers ended up with 74 SHADOWSHARD. I ended up with 82 obsidian ore. He ended up with 49. I ended up with 22 efficient parts because we were farming these too. He ended up with 33. I got 46 sleek parts and he got 44. Now, as you can see here are all the numbers. They're all over the place. There seems to be no real rhyme or reason to anything. However, getting over 200 ore in 10 missions is quite ridiculous, especially since some of it is tier 5. This is definitely 100% the best way to do it, as sometimes you'll load into a mission and never even find a high tier resource vein, whether it be malachite at low level canny or SHADOWSHARD in anywhere in Twine, and God forbid it's sunbeam or bright core you're farming. This is absolutely the best way to actually farm these things. But then we had the thought of, I think we may have done this wrong. Doesn't Recon Scout give you a bonus 12% chance to find bonus loot? And then if you slot another one in the support, you get 18%. So we did it again. Another 10 games, another 30 minutes with Recon Scout with 12% plus her support of another Recon Scout for a total of 18% bonus chance to find extra loot. Now here's where the numbers kind of get a little weird. The first chest we did, I got 2 Sunbeam Dragon Pistols. Now we weren't sure if a storm chest is considered a quote-unquote present, you know, the things that you get for doing radar missions and encampments, because those things, we're almost positive, do not give you double rewards, even if you do happen to hit the passive of Recon Scout. So we didn't know if these are considered quote-unquote gifts or presents that you can receive from doing like encampments, the green packages. And the first one I did, you'll see it in the video, the amount looked like a lot. I was like, wow, maybe this will work. I ended up getting 2 pistols instead of the 1, so I ended up with getting like 3 to 4 weapons in the first chest. And then it kind of didn't really happen again. At the end of the day, I ended up with 1 extra weapon and 2 extra melee weapons, so maybe, possibly, you can double up on getting the actual weapon that comes out of the chest. But these are the numbers we ran. He was using a ninja, so absolutely no bonus chance whatsoever, and I was using double recon scout, and these are the numbers we got this time. So you have to remember, he wasn't running an outlander at all. He was playing a ninja during these games. I was running double recon, so I had an 18% chance to find double loot. My numbers are 24 sunbeam, 18 bright core, 45 shadow shard, 68 obsidian ore, 9 efficient, and 40 sleeks is what I ended up with, which makes it less than my other farm when I was just playing Reclaimer, so I don't think it works. The only weird thing is, like I said, I did end up getting a double pistol in the beginning, but besides that, it didn't work. The numbers for what Mackers got on a ninja with absolutely no bonus chance to find anything are going to be on the right, and that's what we got, guys. So this is what is available on the map. The fastest way to actually farm Shadow Shard, Silver, Malachite, Sunbeam, anything like that. This is technically the fastest way to do it. With the new turret buff, it makes it insanely quick and insanely easy. Drop your turrets, drop your teddy, and call it a day. And maybe we got really unlucky. Maybe the 10 games I played as Recon Scout, we just didn't get any double loot except that first chest. It's a possibility. Let me know down in the comments below if you run Recon Scout and you seem to get more than I did. Hey guys, I hope this video was insightful. I hoped it helped you out a ton. I know a lot of people are trying to get their hands on it. I know people run out of materials constantly. So if you have the chance to try this, let me know down in the comments below if you like it or not. If you want to join the Discord of over 1,100 mostly PvE players, there will be a link down in the description below. And that's about it, guys. I just want to thank you so much for watching, and tune in next week when we talk about the tank penny meta.